Hello again everyone, it's me Matt. Thank you so much for joining me today. We are once again talking about my favourite infantry fighting vehicle, the CV90 or Combat Vehicle 90 family of vehicles. I was given the blessed opportunity to visit BAE Systems a couple of years ago and actually showcase and look at the CV90 Mark IV variant, which was an incredible opportunity. And once again, thanks again to the team for bringing me out there. But why are we talking about the CV90 again today? Well, yes, I am a fanboy, but I have every right, I think, to be a fanboy, not just for the fact that I was able to actually see the vehicle up close and work with it, but the facts don't lie, and also the fact that this vehicle is being so heavily utilized in the defense sector and countries around the world. It's proven to be doing what it needs to do very well. And a lot of people debate me on why the CV90 is, I think the greatest infantry fighting vehicle of the world. And no, I'm not being paid to do this. I'm not being endorsed to do this. I'm purely volunteering out of my own time to talk about something I believe a lot in. The people that work on this platform alone are a huge asset to this program. I say this in every sense of the word, and I know this sounds very cringy, but the people that work and develop CV90 from the BAE Systems and Hägglunds team in Sweden are literally like a family. They work together unlike any corporate structure I've ever worked on before. I work in the corporate entity, the private sector, defense sector, and BAE Systems Hägglunds are just a unity. They work so well together, and it's a big part of their success, I think, is the way that they do produce a quality product with quality people. And one of those quality people is Dan Lindell. He is an absolute legend. He is the director of the program, and here he is kind of introducing the Mark IV in a very unique way, and really speaks as to why they do very well at marketing this vehicle. And we're going to talk about particulars as to how well that's working, and a new video they just released which absolutely slaps. It is so good. The music alone is incredible. In fact, the music is produced by one of the workers within the industry's friends, and it's my kind of music style. I love electronic music. But let's quickly let Dan introduce the Mark IV, and then I want to go straight into that video showcasing the Mark IV in its glory with a dismounted infantry section, kind of developing a message which is very clear. CV90 is here to stay. They're listening to their customers. They're upgrading and challenging how the vehicle works for the future. We've talked about the CV90 and its drone technology and counter UAV and UAS capabilities, which again CV90 excels at. But let's quickly look at these two videos before we get into the deeper context of today's video.
Hi there. I'm Dan Lindell. I'm the Director of Combat Vehicles at BAE Systems Hägglunds. The CV90 is an astonishing combat vehicle. You'll find all the information you need at our homepage. And are you especially interested in the latest of the greatest, the Mark IV, be sure to watch the films.
So, make sure you follow us on social media. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of the good stuff that happens to the best combat vehicle in the world, the CV90.
So just to digest that a little bit, I mean, the footage alone is fantastic, but it does actually speak a very big volume at the end there about developing and upgrading their facilities, their infrastructure to prepare for more orders of CV90. And when we talk about more orders, there is a lot of investment going into the CV90 family of vehicles across the spectrum of users, particularly in Europe, but also interest in countries like Brazil. And the fact that they have invested so much into the site alone that produces the CV90, I've been there, I saw the amount of construction they were doing to upgrade and expand the facilities that are producing the vehicles there, not only the CV90, but the BV206 platform. There is a lot of interest globally into this program, to the point where I truly think BAE Systems Hägglunds is going to have a lot of further orders in the future. In all honesty, I really hope they do. It is such a fantastic platform, and it speaks words for itself. If you're upgrading and preparing your facilities for huge amounts of influx of orders, you're clearly doing something right. And I know so many of you have been commenting lately about, well, a drone can take out a piece of equipment so easily nowadays. It's so counterintuitive to believe that a drone is the future of all warfare and that tracked fighting vehicles are not going to be the future of, conventional or even non-conventional combat. It's just not the way it's going to be. And CV90, even though these challenges are coming, are being attacked full front with BAE Systems Hägglunds. They're looking at the technology that can fight back against things like drones. I did a video on it. But the true strength of CV90 is its unity between nations and networking of how the vehicle can be improved, changed, customized to whatever platform upgrades they need for that variant they may have. As you could see in the video, the CV90 Mark III was the vehicle being used in the footage, but the CV90 Mark IV is now very much in the, shopping list of many countries that are trying to prepare the next generation of fleets. The video, in all honesty, is showboating the vehicle. Why not? It's earned its reputation as the world's leading infantry fighting vehicle through decades of innovation and continuous evolution. Of course, originally designed by BAE Systems Hägglunds in Sweden, it was created to provide an outstanding tactical and strategic mobility, high survivability, and robust firepower across a variety of combat scenarios. And its design emphasizes on protection, agility, versatility, and qualities that have made it a favorite among modern armies. Over the years, more than 1,300 CV90s have been deployed to 8 different countries, and this broad adoption underscores the vehicle's proven track record. For instance, recent international orders have further cemented the CV90's position in the global defense stage. Notably, the Czech Republic has finalized a major acquisition of 246 Mark IV CV90s, a move aimed at modernizing its armored forces amid increasingly regional security challenges amassing to their country. This order is part of a broader trend among European nations who are turning to the proven CV90 platform to replace their aging fleets and meet NATO's operational requirements. Meanwhile, discussions with Slovakia have taken an interesting turn, initially considering the purchase of 104 Leopard 2A8 main battle tanks. Financial constraints have prompted the Slovak Defense Ministry to explore a more cost-efficient solution. The CV90 120T light tank, based on the CV90 IFV, the 120 adds a 120mm gun, offering a balance between firepower and affordability at approximately 11 million euros per unit. This pivot not only addressed the budgetary limitations, but also aligns with Slovakia's NATO obligations to expand its armoured capabilities and fleet. These orders and discussions really are highlighting a big trend. Modern militaries are increasingly seeking a versatile and upgradable platform that can deliver operational effectiveness and cost efficiency, and once again buy into the CV90 family, and not just the family of vehicles, the family of users. That's what I found most interesting when I went to BAE Systems Hägglunds, was the demonstration to me that this vehicle and platform and technology is shared. The lessons learned, the after-action reviews, the feedback, the market feedback analysis from their customers is taken extremely seriously, which is why you see in that video they're listening to their customers heavily. They're taking that feedback on really, really strongly to prepare for that next customer, and they just keep coming. More and more are coming back to decide whether or not they're going to pick an infantry fighting vehicle, and a lot of them are saying, well, yeah, CV90 is so set up in a robust design and its battlefield performance It's really just a no-brainer, and if I had a choice, I would love to have CV90 here in Canada. I've said this many times before, I do love the LAV-6, but to have an accompanying IFV like the CV90 in our fleet, tracked infantry fighting vehicle, or maybe even the 120s as a light reconnaissance role potentially as well, this is perfect for Canada. A kind of high mobility strike force that CV90s could be air delivered, C-17s, or using American C-5 Galaxies, bring them to wherever they need to go, or have them just stationed in Latvia as a very quick mechanized or armored mechanized force, and CV90 is the platform, I think, to do that. If Canada had the choice, that's certainly where I would invest. For instance, the Netherlands has committed a 400 million euro investment to a Swedish fund aimed at building CV90s for Ukraine. Beyond financial support, the Dutch government has struck an agreement with Sweden to establish local production lines. This initiative is expected to see at least 180 vehicles produced domestically, involving Dutch contractors such as Van Halteren Technologies and an extensive network of local suppliers. Such partnerships not only secure supply chains but also boost local economies and create high-skilled jobs, reinforcing the country's defense and industrial base. Lithuania, on the other hand, is pursuing its own ambitious strategy. Recently, the Minister of National Defense Dovilė Šakalienė met with BAE Systems Hägglunds to have a discussion about whether or not they're going to acquire the CV90 IFVs and the deepening of cooperation between Lithuanian defense industries. This meeting highlighted plans to integrate Lithuania into a supply chain and ensure maintenance and servicing, which are critical for sustaining long-term operational readiness for an armoured fleet. They take a lot of logistics and maintenance, guys. I was a tank mechanic. I worked on infantry fighting vehicles with Warrior. They're not easy to keep up and going. They're a lot of work. When they work, they're fantastic, and when they don't, they're a struggle. It's not like wheeled platforms. Tracks alone, 83 track links on a Warrior. It's a lot of work, a lot of weight, and a lot of cost. Wheels nowadays are starting to become the more primary focus for IFVs. I've just done a number of recent videos on that. But these collaborations are signifying more than just an industrial self-sufficiency. It represents a broader strategic vision, particularly in Europe. And by involving local industries in production and maintenance of these advanced defense systems, the CV90 that are going to be used by these nations are really positioning themselves as key players in a multinational defense ecosystem, particularly evolving around the CV90 platform. Denmark recently finalized an order of 115 CV90 Mark III Charlie combat vehicles in a deal valued at an astonishing $1.5 billion. This new acquisition builds on Denmark's long-standing trust in the CV90, a relationship dating back to 2005. The new CV90-35 Mark III-C variant is set to replace the older vehicles and is scheduled for delivery between 2026 and 2029. In parallel, Denmark has established a comprehensive maintenance and repair framework through a 15-year agreement with BAE Systems, ensuring that its current CV90 fleet remains operational and battle-ready. Complementing this, the new build in Denmark's ambitious midlife upgrade program is also in effect. This upgrade involves integrating the new D-Series turret, which not only enhances the vehicle balance, but also introduces the ability to mount a wider array of weaponry. Other improvements include the installation of rubber tracks, designed to reduce weight, minimize noise and vibration, and ultimately reduce crew fatigue. And I'll tell you right now, being inside of a vehicle with rubber tracks when I went to BAE Systems is a huge difference to what I was used to with the Warrior with steel track links. And I mean that in every sense of the word. The future is rubber track, particularly for IFVs. And there's a lot of debate about that. But personally, being inside of a vehicle with rubber track compared to steel track, it just is so much more comfortable as a crew member or a dismount. And of course, it also reduces weight, minimizes vibration and noise for the crew, and just makes things a lot more comfortable. Additionally, the vehicles will be equipped with advanced sensor systems such as the Defense Aid Suite or DAS and the anti-tank guided missile system, which I was able to see in BAE Systems Hägglunds, Sweden. Very, very interesting to see the missiles being launched from there, and you can go check out my video if you want to see some of that footage. Similarly, the Netherlands is not only investing in production for export purposes such as building CV90s for Ukraine, but it's also modernizing its own fleet. The Dutch are going to undergo a midlife upgrade of 122 CV90 vehicles, a project valued over 660 million euros, with the goal of extending the operational life of these vehicles till 2039. Also, what I find quite exciting is the developments that are being collaborated for BAE Systems on a global industry partnership as well with the Brazilian defense industry. The partnership is supposed to aim to leverage Brazil's growing defense capabilities and local production expertise to further enhance CV90's global footprint. Some of the aspects include local production and technology transfer, and by establishing local assembly and integration lines, the collaboration could help reduce cost and lead times, because sending them across the ocean is certainly not ideal, and the move is part of the broader trend for getting a regional production hub that can align with some of the national and strategic interests for the Brazilian industries. The Brazilian partnership is expected to result in regional specific variants of a CV90 designed to meet, obviously, the unique operational environments faced by South American and armed forces, because there's certainly challenges with the warm, humid climate, which CV90 isn't primarily focused around, although they've done very well in Afghanistan. Of course, South America is just going to be a bit of a different beast, and it's going to be interesting what those enhancements may be, including probably some specialized communication systems, maybe some improved amphibious capabilities to adapt to the local terrain challenges. And beyond the technological and military advantages, the collaboration is poised to boost local economies, really, strengthen strategic ties between Brazil and its partners, and if BAE Systems create that connection, which I think is still kind of up in the air. I'm not sure the full technicalities of that, but it's still really exciting to hear that the CV90 is being looked at from not just European nations, but also countries that, honestly, I never would have expected Brazil to look at CV90, because there are cheaper options out there. Let's be honest, CV90, it's not cheap. There is a lot of involvement with the platform that is obviously adding cost, but it's giving you exactly what you get. You pay for what you get, right? So quality is high. The networking of the program is very, very good. So I think that's why Brazil is saying, well, if we're going to buy this, let's do it properly. So much going on for CV90, so much positive developments. Of course, there are challenges too. We've seen a lot of footage of CV90s in Ukraine being captured by the Russians. They have been engaged, but we have to take a little bit of pinch of salt with things like this. We don't know the full context of some of these engagements, what kind of platforms had on them, what sort of armor packages they had, etc., etc. The most up-to-date modernized platforms are not going to be deployed there, but the huge investment to Ukrainian defense with that CV90 order is going to be a big help for them for sure. Once again, totally neutral in this conversation. I just want to make sure that we're focusing on the technology, but it is exciting. I do have a massive love for CV90, and if you want to call me a CV90 fanboy, so be it. I'll take that nail on the head. I'm completely okay with that. If you enjoyed today's video and you want to learn more about CV90, of course, subscribe to the channel, click the like button, leave me a comment. I'd love to know your opinions on CV90, and thank you so much for joining me. All the best. Bye-bye.